Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
Let's hang out. Let's hang out. And let's talk about what lessons are found. Let's hang out. And let's listen to 2 lesbians shout. Let's hang out. Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Hang Out. I'm Ellie Brigida.
And I'm Lee Holmes Foster, and here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This week in the Lesdom is somewhere that we can touch base every episode about things that are going on in our lives, things going on in the podcast, or just in the greater Les universe. And to start with, we want to talk about some of the events that we have coming up. We have so many things that we're trying to plan for 2020. We are really pumped about them, starting with some more trivia nights coming at you. We've got one coming up on January 23rd at Henrietta Hudson in New York City.
We have a Generation Q finale party coming out on January 26th in Boston at Bella Luna. So excited because Generation Q has been renewed for a season 2.
Woo-hoo.
So I'm sure we also will have a season 2 premiere party. I'm so excited. Thank God for Generation Q. That's all.
We also have another trivia night coming up in Denver on January 31st. I'm going to let Ellie rub it in my face that she'll be there for it.
Yes, I'm so excited. And we also have a Winona Earp trivia night in Boston on February 22nd.
As a reminder, if you are interested in having a trivia night in your city or in hosting a trivia night, please send us an email at letshangoutpod@gmail.com. We want to help you organize these so that everyone gets to enjoy super gay trivia nights.
Oh, yeah.
We also have live shows coming up in 2020 that we're starting to get planned. We are very excited. Starting with, we have a live show in Toronto. We're going to be there on Friday, July 10th at 6:30 p.m. at Burdock Music Hall. We are so pumped for our first international live show experience.
I'm so excited. Lee and I
It's
are going to
be amazing.
The best time.
Oh, Canada. We cannot wait to come see you. So get your tickets now. They are on pre-sale until Valentine's Day, February 14th, which is, coming up fast. So $16 pre-sale tickets. They're going to be $20 after that. You have plenty of time. We are so excited. We're going to have Karen and Gwen joining us, along with some other people, I'm sure, as we finalize schedules and everything. But we're really pumped, and we can't wait to come up to Canada.
It's going to be a blast. Also, I've been waiting this whole intro to talk about this, but in the greater Les universe, I don't know if this is even a lesbian thing, but I guess it is. Gwyneth Paltrow is selling a vagina-scented candle.
Yeah, I don't like this.
Twitter is a buzz about it. We are a buzz about it. The biggest thing for me is they're selling for $75 freaking dollars. We love vaginas, but I don't want to pay $75 to have a candle that smells like one.
No.
I don't think that's something I need in my life for $75. But
it's something else that's happening right now.
A lot of people want it, though, because it did sell out. So to all of you out there with those vagina-scented candles, we see you. It's okay. It's a little strange, but
it's okay.
You do
You're
you.
Like, we see you. Just pat, pat, pat on your head. It's okay.
It's okay. Very strange. But thank you, Gwyneth. And I don't even think it's her vagina. If it was Gwyneth Paltrow's
No, it's supposed to be.
Is it?
It's supposed to be her, it's supposed to be, scented like her vagina.
All right. Well, also, I think I read that the scents were, elderberry and like flowers. So she's like, it's like, that song, Roses Really Smell Like Poo. But but it's like Gwyneth Paltrow's like, my vagina smells like lilacs and lilies. And you're like, okay, probably not.
If your vagina smells like flowers, you're probably using the wrong soap, sweetie, and we can get you help, okay? Okay. That's what's happening this week. Back to you, Ellie and Lee.
Thanks, Ellie and Lee, and welcome to our 38th installment of Shoulda Been Gay.
And in this week's episode, we are draining the clock, but never the motherfucking cock.
I am bright red.
You're so welcome, Ellie. You're so never. Just,
thank you for that, Lee. It's true, but I don't know if we...
At least not you and I, right?
Yes.
Listeners,
yes.
You do you.
Yes.
This is just for us, at least. That's right. We are here today to talk a little bit about Hustlers.
I'm so excited.
A 2019 classic.
Classic.
It was fun, it was great, but it should have been a little more gay.
Do you want to do the honors of the IMDb synopsis?
You know I would. You know I always would. Our IMDb synopsis of this hit film from all the way last year is as follows. Inspired by the viral New York Magazine article, Hustlers follows a crew of savvy former strip club employees who band together to turn the tables on their Wall Street clients.
That is definitely true. I will give it to this IMDb synopsis. That is accurate. In terms of a gay synopsis, though, before I even say the gay synopsis, I just need to say, I did not know what I was getting into with this film.
I did not either.
I was like, okay, probably we'll find some gay little tidbits in here. And then I started watching and I was like, holy fuck, this is so gay. So I'm very prepared with my gay synopsis. And it is as follows. Destiny works out her mommy issues with the older, more experienced Ramona, who becomes the central love affair of her entire adult life, even after they break up. That's what I saw when I watched this film.
That's real good. I like that. That's real good. My gay synopsis, it really does. We're going to get into all of them, don't you worry. My gay synopsis, I think, would be as follows. Star-crossed strippers and lovers, Destiny and Ramona, prove once and for all that money can buy a lot of things, but it can't buy you love.
Oh, but you got that from each other, ladies.
Well,
sort of.
Sort of.
In our retelling, things will be different.
Okay, I just made a lot of sounds.
Things will be different, but also the same.
There's a lot of sounds. No, we have kind of a couple different flavors of should have been gays. Sometimes it's a thought experiment. Sometimes it's a dream. Sometimes it's a retelling. I am gonna put my foot down and say this movie you do not need to change anything.
At all.
This movie is a gay masterpiece, and not a single thing needs to be changed. We're gonna get into it. I want to start real quick with, what was your experience with this movie, Ellie?
Okay, so Lee and I decided that we needed to record a more current episode for a new film. And so we just threw out, let's watch Hustlers. Neither of us had seen it.
It's female heavy. There's surely something we can find in there,
there has to be something in it. Like, I'm not sure what, but we can find it. I watched it today, so it is very fresh in my mind. And I got comfy in my bed with my dog, and I was blown away by the gay. And it doesn't take very long to get there.
Oh, no,
not at all. So I didn't really have to wait that long to be like, okay, we chose correctly. And I loved it. Loved the film. Loved the gay text. I wouldn't even call it subtext.
Yes. Accurate.
I was into it, all of it. And I can see why J-Lo got nominated for awards. I thought she was awesome. Just for the booty alone.
So an award-worthy booty is what you're saying.
Yes.
I like it.
Just for that first entrance scene, like, deserved.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I also watched this movie this week. I had not seen it. I did not really know much going into it other than, like, you know, oh, they're strippers and they scam, you know, Wall Street dudes. I think most of what I knew about this movie going into watching this was that one, oh God, who wrote it? Was it like a New Yorker review or something with the guy who was like, but where were all the men's stories? Like,
and you're like, we don't care.
Who cares? That's about what I knew going into this movie. It is not always the case that I will watch a movie that we do for a Should Have Been Gay. And I understand. We look for a lot of things. We will read into everything and anything that we can get our hands on. I'm sorry. I have a very important question on Hustlers to straight people. What do you think happened in this movie? I'm unclear on what the straight interpretation of Ramona and Destiny's relationship is supposed to be. I'm unclear on what part of any of that does anyone read as straight, and how is what I want to know. How?
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
This is a beautiful gay love story.
I will admit when we are grasping at straws.
Oh God, yeah.
And no, they laid it out for us perfectly with this film, and I cannot wait to dive in.
As is the case with a lot of these movies, Kelsey had to watch this one with me as well, and we finished the movie and both of us were just like, I don't understand, and she was like, so, I mean, it's not just me, like, that was gay, right? And it's like, yes. That was a gay movie. I don't understand what.
Completely gay.
Yeah. Yes. So let's start at the top, Ellie, and let's just jump right in to the gay, because I don't think it's a huge, I mean, we can discuss some other possible pairings, but I think we're probably both pretty on board with the rest of the world that Destiny and Ramona are going to be our top ship for this movie.
Yes. Destiny and Ramona all the way. Do you want to talk about anything before Ramona even enters?
Oh God, no.
Okay, great.
Do I want to talk about poor, sad Destiny not knowing how to make money dancing for men? I mean, let me say one thing about it.
I'll give you one.
Let me say one thing about it. I like how our exposition intro to Destiny or Dorothy as a character is basically just to set the scene that she has no interest in men and no idea how to please them. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's a character. She doesn't know anything about men, but watch her face when Ramona
J-Lo
walks onto that stage. Oh, damn, girl.
Face. There is nothing straight about that face.
There's no straight interpretation of that face whatsoever. There's no straight interpretation of that scene. No. I'm sorry.
Destiny's face, while Ramona gets on stage and is doing her amazing strip performance,
but tell me what you think about it, Ellie.
Was my face, and I'm gay as hell, so yeah. But
every time they cut back to her, you're like, yes, me. That's me.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, I understand you, Destiny. But she was more into the dance than the men who were throwing ridiculous amounts of money at her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's be fair, if Destiny had made any money dancing yet that night, she would have been tossing it at Ramona. Like, it's a good thing that she didn't get any tips yet, because it would have been a little embarrassing for her to be standing there in that outfit, like, just throwing ones.
They would just be gone.
Oh my God. You know what, though? There's a lot of things about the movie that are problematic. There's a lot of things coming out this week about J-Lo being problematic, too, that we're, like, not really going to dive into at all. But I do think we should give the movie a little bit of credit, because one of the things that's interesting is when you take a movie that is taking a bunch of, like, really talented, respected actresses, casting them as strippers and very much objectifying them on screen, right? Like, that opens a lot of doors to dicey issues. But what I think is very funny about it is when you take the movie and make it into the gay masterpiece that Hustlers is and will forever be, an awful lot of Ramona you're watching from Destiny's perspective. You're watching it not centered around the male gaze, but as our favorite, the female gaze.
Yes.
Get your female gaze shirts at our TeePublic store now. But it changes that perspective a little bit, right?
Yes, but it's still very sexualized because
oh God, yes.
Destiny is looking at her in a very sexually charged way.
It's still sexualized, it's still objectifying, but there is always something that's a little fun about having that sort of queered lens of watching a woman be that like sexual from the perspective of a female character, which is really what you're doing that whole scene. Like, you are not watching Ramona dance from the perspective of the guys. The guys are kind of like background setting
they're like
to that whole
like
scene.
a blur. Yeah, they're almost like blurred out.
You are watching her dance from Destiny's perspective, and Destiny is the main view that you're getting of this. And I don't know. I want to at least mention that because I do think it's kind of fun. And it's going to be the case for a lot of things, going in both directions, both of Destiny being our perspective for watching Ramona, and Ramona being our perspective for watching Destiny an awful lot of the time. Oh, I'm so sad everyone cannot see the face Ellen just made.
This is like, it's just hilarious because I wasn't expecting what I was gonna get into going into this movie. So I'm just that much more hyped up about the gayness of it. But J-Lo, I'm gonna go back and forth between J-Lo and Ramona and Constance and Destiny because they're interchangeable for me right now. But when Ramona comes off stage and literally just says to Destiny, "Doesn't money make you horny?" The first line that she ever says to Destiny is about being horny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know you're seeing horny on Destiny's face, but it's not the money that's making her feel that way. No.
And I would make a strong argument that I think Ramona knows exactly what's making Destiny horny right at that moment. There's not a lot of room to misread those signals, especially not... Okay, here's the thing.
The roof.
Ramona... Oh, we're going to get to the roof. Don't worry. We're not even at the roof yet. The roof is what, like 4 minutes into this movie? We haven't even gotten there yet. I think when you look at someone like Ramona and Ramona's whole life, her whole gig, her whole everything that she does is based around her ability to read people and judge what they want and what they are into. And, like, there's no way Ramona's walking past Destiny, having just watched her do that dance with that expression on her face, and is like, oh yeah, doesn't money make you horny? I'm like, this is Ramona, like, completely messing with Destiny in this moment. There's, like, not even a chance. And does it work?
Yes.
Yes, it works. Because guess who literally follows her out into the cold ass night wearing like basically 3 strings on her body.
And thank God somebody has a fur, because Ramona just says, "Climb in my fur."
Oh my God. Knowing nothing about this movie to going into that scene with Destiny watching Ramona dance on stage to immediately going to the roof scene where she's like, "Let me wrap you in my fur coat where we're both gonna cuddle up for warmth in our basically naked outfits underneath here and just like smoke together." And I'm like, could you make a more post-coital scene? I think not. I mean, there's no way. Like, you both basically just like fucked across the room, and then now you're like, let's go have a cigarette together. Come cuddle in my fur with me. It's like, Jesus Christ. And this is the first time where I was like, what movie are straight people watching?
Exactly. And this is literally 5 minutes in. Like, there was no build-up. It's not like, oh, we started as friends and maybe something came of it. They're literally into each other from the second they meet.
Yes. It's not even they're literally into each other. Like, it's literally very coded sexual, like, film language, right?
Yes.
Like, that's what they're doing. They are having sex while Ramona's dancing on that stage, and then they are having their, like, post-coital cuddle sesh on that roof. There's no other interpretation of what's happening here. There's just, I don't...
She was coldly.
We're just gonna yell the whole episode.
Any normal straight girl would just say, just share my coat. Just get inside my coat,
Right.
It's normal.
Oh my
it's
God,
very
you're
normal.
so cold. Come get warm. No, just
No.
Yeah.
No. No.
Everything about them is so not platonic in any way. Including, is it in this scene that Destiny is like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not making any money. Maybe if you like showed me some moves.
Yes. Literally showed me some moves.
Oh
and
my God.
Yeah. And then right after that, it goes to Destiny doing a little overlay, like talking to the reporter. And she says, Ramona was always in control. I'm like, wait, where? Like, in what scenario was she in control? What are we talking about here?
To which I would like to say, Destiny, please, do you think you need to tell us who the top is in this relationship?
It's very
Sweetie.
clear.
Sweetie.
It's very clear.
It's cute, but please.
Oh my God.
Maybe if you, like, showed me moves, could you get any more obvious? Like, maybe
It's
if you
so
just,
obvious.
like, put your hands on my body and danced your body onto my body, maybe that would help me.
Then
maybe that would help me
understand.
be into guys. Maybe if you teach me how to kiss, then I'll know how to kiss dudes. We've all been there, Destiny. We've all been there.
Oh my God. It's so bad.
We're practicing for the guys. That's all.
Yeah. We're practicing all alone in this strip club. I'm just going to show you all these moves. So J-Lo's teaching her all the stripper moves, which also like graceful, amazing. I'm in love. And she's like, oh, try the tabletop. She's like, oh, my body can't do that. She's like, every woman's body can do that.
I don't have muscles for this. Everyone has muscles for this.
Yeah. I'm like, Ramona, oh my God. And she's just so sexual and so specifically sexual with Destiny.
You know what this scene is? Okay, I'm just going to tell you here's what this scene is. For every scene in this movie where we're pretending that it's something else. Here's what this scene is. This scene is Destiny being like, I don't know, I just don't have orgasms when I have sex. And JLo's like, every woman can have an orgasm. Let me show you.
Exactly. And pretty sure she does. Yeah. And yeah. We also have Nicki Minaj in this scene, who I will say she was fantastic in this movie.
All of the little cameo, like bit part cameo things were like Lizzo, fantastic.
Yes,
Minaj,
like literally
fantastic.
the first time
Cardi
we see
B,
Lizzo just playing a flute, I'm like, get out.
Oh my God, just too much.
It was great. But so now it's like, okay, teach me how to do a lap dance. And then she's like, oh, why don't you, Destiny, you give Diamond a lap dance. And Ramona's just watching like, oh, I'm really, my little student. I just love watching you give women lap dances. And then of course she's in control again. So she's like, no, Diamond, give me a lap dance instead. Like power move. And we just have
always in control. Always in control.
We have Diamond giving Ramona a lap dance. Destiny watching them having the lap dance, and the jealousy in her eyes is insane. Every time she looks at Ramona, every time.
Crazy.
Every time.
To be fair, though, Ramona returns the favor later on. Not quite yet. There's a couple things that happen. I don't know what you have in your notes. I jump from here I gotta skip like anything that's not the two of them in this movie.
That's fine.
I'm like, other shit happens, whatever. They have that scene where Ramona brings Destiny home, and they're sitting on the couch together, holding hands across the back of the couch. They hold hands a lot.
They're hold hands a lot.
Yeah.
They're very physical. I feel like Ramona is very physical. You see throughout the film, she's physical with a lot of different women.
Yes.
But every time that she's physical with someone who's not Destiny is like, like she's like a freaking dragon.
Just pterodactyl sounds coming from the corner.
Yes. But they have a very physical relationship. It's not platonic at all.
They have a hugely physical relationship. And so this is when they start working together, right? That they start doing their dancing together. They're working the club together. And them working the club together is I think, the peak of Ramona possessively, jealously watching Destiny dance. Like, when they are dancing with dudes and dudes are watching Destiny dance and Ramona is like, mine.
Yep.
She's like, mine, hands off. I will touch her body. I will be taking her clothes off. I will be teasing you with her. Like, there's some control issues. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. And as we head into Thanksgiving time, I want to start by thanking my wife, Kelsey, who has not only listened to just about every episode of this podcast for 8 seasons now, but who also is the only reason I'm able to make time to record it every week. She takes the kids, gets them dinner, and gets them ready for bed just so that Ellie and I can come on and yell about gay things into each other's faces for an hour. So here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people you're grateful for in your life, including yourself. I've been in therapy for a long time now, and one thing that's so important about therapy is how it teaches you to be more intentional. And being intentional about gratitude and how to show that to the people you appreciate is just one of the many benefits that I've gotten from therapy over the years. If you've been thinking of starting therapy, consider giving BetterHelp a try. I know how hard it can be to find time for regular therapy, and BetterHelp is designed to be flexible and convenient for your schedule. You can fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you want to start being more intentional about gratitude in your life, visit betterhelp.com/letshangout today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/letshangout.
Let's hang out.
For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey, guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
There's a lot going on right now. Mounting economic inequality, threats to democracy, environmental disaster, the sour stench of chaos in the air. I'm Brooke Gladstone, host of WNYC's On the Media. Want to understand the reasons and the meanings of the narratives that led us here, and maybe how to head them off at the pass? That's On the Media's specialty. Take a listen wherever you get your podcasts.
What's going on in there?
There's
it's
a lot of like ownership, I feel like, in this relationship.
Yeah.
Which is, maybe not a healthy relationship, but a gay relationship nonetheless.
Oh, it is nothing about this relationship is healthy. I mean, it is toxic pretty much all the way through. But it doesn't make it not a gay romantic plot.
Oh,
it's a gay movie.
It's a gay movie.
It's a gay movie.
Yeah, there's another moment where Ramona's putting money in her own boots. Then Destiny's like, oh, well, if Ramona's going to do it, then I'm going to do it because, I want to do everything that my girlfriend does. And she starts putting money in her boots. And same thing, power move. Freaking Ramona's like, no, let me do it. Like, you don't need to touch her all the time, Ramona. Like, she just keeps coming up with excuses to get near her.
Here, baby, let me do it. Let me do it, baby.
And she calls her baby. She calls her baby all the time. All the time. Whew. All the time. It's so much. I have one thing before the crash. So we see that Destiny gets a boyfriend.
Yes.
And this is really the only significant male figure we see in Destiny's life. Of course, like, there's all the men that they take advantage of.
Sure.
Right? But this is really the only, like, serious relationship we have in her life. And he's not meaningful. Like, they barely show him. But when they do show him, you can tell that Ramona, they're together when Destiny meets this boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
And Ramona's face is like, no.
Oh, my God.
No. Yeah. She's like, you're mine. And then she starts talking to a boy and she's like, wait, what? Yeah.
She is so pissed. Yeah. She gets dumped for Johnny pretty harshly. And then, it's like you know nothing about Johnny and who cares? And so then they have this separation, right? They spend a couple years apart, but not to worry because they can't stay apart. And oh my God, the way that they hug when they see each other again for the first time after like that time, after that separation, that time apart. Oh boy, that hug, man. There's a lot being left unsaid.
Yes. They are both bawling. It is a gay hug. It's a gay
hug, and it's a gay hug where it's like they haven't seen each other in years. That hug, and then is it like that same conversation where Ramona's like, I mean, you and your daughter can always come live with like me and my daughter, right?
Yes.
Like she basically is like, she's like, well, if you want to move back in, baby, like I'm right here.
She tries to get her to live with her so many times.
So much, and like that's always what it is.
You don't need your own spot.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But I just love that, like, that is some classic gay U-hauling, right? To be like, oh, what happened to Johnny? Oh, you broke up? Well, you can move back in, baby. It's okay.
Yep. And you know she wants to. Also, in terms of physicality here, they're holding hands across the table. And I love the cinematography here because, like, it really focuses on the hands. And Destiny tries to take her hands away. And Ramona's like, no, you won't do that again. Like, she acts like it happens all the time. And I'm like, how often are you holding hands with Destiny? And she's like, honey, not right now. And she's like, no, I want your hands.
Oh my God. It's a lot.
It's so
somewhere
much.
in there I have a note that someone says, you know I love you though. I don't remember even who says that to who, but good Lord. They're just the gayest thing. They're gayest
so
thing.
Gay.
Also,
so
my God, can we talk about, sorry, I'm like skipping the whole movie, but I'm really only interested in the gay parts.
I skipped a lot too.
Okay.
So you're okay.
Can we jump to that Christmas scene? Because honestly, I wanted to turn the movie off after the Christmas scene. Because I'm like, obviously, you know, from the flash forwards with her and the reporter, I was like, you know, it's not going anywhere good. So I just want to stop it here when they're so happy and they're such a good family. And I just wanted them to live in that moment forever. But let's talk Christmas. Happy, rich Christmas real fast. Where Destiny gets the big present. And what did she buy her?
A fur coat.
A fucking fur coat. Are you kidding me right now?
Baby, remember our first date when you came into my coat? Here's your own coat now, and you can put me in it.
Oh
Like,
my
what?
God. Remember the first time we did it? Here's the throwback. Remember that night? Remember how we were? Because oh my God, she says it at one point too when they're having that talk when they first get back together at the table. And she's like, remember what we were like back then?
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
We
I
were
fucking make you
hurricanes.
remember, have a fucking fur coat so that you remember what we were like back then. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like,
It's so
what
much.
is this? She buys her a fur coat and then she's like, we don't need anybody else, do we? Let's just like cuddle, legs intertwined, cuddling hug on this couch. On
Literally
Christmas
while
Day.
everyone else is there too.
Oh
She's like,
my
we don't need anyone else,
God.
baby. With like 25 people in their
And
apartment.
they're just like legs wrapped around each other. And I'm like, what is happening? What is the straight interpretation here, people? This is what I need to know.
It's so obvious too that like everyone else in that scenario understands as well. They're like, oh, Destiny and Ramona are together. We are here. They are their own little entity together. I also want to say I did have one note before the Christmas scene, but honestly,
Okay.
it works.
No, let's do it. Let's do it.
It works well in the Christmas scene as well. Because we didn't talk about Annabelle
Yes.
and Mercedes, who now have joined the crew, right? And I just think Ramona has a type. She has a thing that she goes for, and that is young, new, innocent, like little baby gays, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like little baby strippers, but let's be real. She's like, "Oh, you don't know anything. Let me teach you." And she has this weird fetish for it. Because even in the Christmas scene, she's like, "Oh, we don't need anybody." And then Ramona's sitting at the head of the table, and at a certain point, Annabelle just sits on her lap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, And I feel like Ramona's like, "Yeah, you're my girl, but like, I have others." And you're like, Ramona.
What you're saying is the quote, motherhood is a mental illness, is a weird way to explain your own mommy complex identity.
Yes.
For Ramona, I get it.
Yes.
That's fine.
Whew. It's so much. It's so much. And then this also brings us to Dawn.
Oh, God.
Who is another new love interest of Ramona. So I agree, Lee. It would have been really nice if we could have just stayed in Christmas. But
I just wanted to leave them in Christmas.
I know.
I think
Ramona's
if I watch
getting
the movie
bored.
again.
She's bored of Destiny. She needs some new meat. And she finds this gorgeous redhead, Dawn.
Gorgeous redhead, is that what we're going with?
That's what she calls her.
Dawn is a chaotic disaster by,
No,
and I will
Dawn
stand by
is a
that
mess.
until I die.
Dawn is an absolute mess. But there is a scene when Ramona meets her. She literally says to her, "I saw you," and I said, "Oh, gorgeous redhead. I need her in our group," basically. And Destiny is number one. She's like, "Oh, let's make it a thing. Like, I don't like Dawn because of her past, but really you don't like Dawn because she's taking Ramona's love. She's taking Ramona's attention."
Jealous, Destiny.
Yeah, and girl is jealous.
She's so jealous. And she's not wrong. Dawn is a mess.
Oh, Dawn sucks. Yes. Obviously.
She's a hot mess who brings them all down, of course. But can we talk about the end real quick?
Wait, which part of the end?
Can we talk about the photos in the wallet end?
Okay, that's like way to the end. I have one more thing before.
I'm telling you, I really stuck to the highlights because Kelsey kept having to remind me to take notes because I was just watching this movie like slack-jawed at how gay everything was. And then she'd be like, "You're not writing any of this down." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I can't process how gay everything is." And I just, how am I supposed to take notes during this? Because what's happening?
Yes, so much
So
gay.
yes, remind me of other parts of the movie.
So much gay. There's such an arc to their relationship. It's like insane. So we have, right, Ramona meets Dawn, sort of has a new kind of love interest, I would say. She's still with Destiny, but you can tell she's looking for something new and younger. And Ramona isn't there for Destiny when she needs her. And so she's like, Ramona's dead to me, right? I'll never talk to her again.
Don't
and
ever
then
call me
when
again.
her grandmother dies, Ramona shows up at the funeral and she's like, I love you, baby. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't write anything about the funeral. Yeah, where she's like, I'm so sorry. I take you back. Of course. Please hold me. Yeah.
Yes.
Let me just lie in your lap for a couple hours.
Yeah, she's like, let me just lie here for hours. And then she's like, do you want to stay at my place tonight? She's like, yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby, I do.
Yeah, I need your cuddles tonight.
Let's cuddle it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, R.I.P. Nana, because she was great, but more Ramona and Destiny in that scene.
Oh my God.
And then I just want to talk really quickly before we get to the end, and this ties into the end, about how even after they've clearly split, they've gone their separate ways after everything went down and they got caught for everything that they did, Destiny is still concerned about Ramona.
All she cares about.
All she keeps asking the reporter is, oh, you talked to Ramona? What did Ramona say about me?
What did she say about me? But what else did she say about me? Mm-hmm. Let me call you 2 years later to ask you, did she say anything else about me? Have you talked to her? Have you talked to her about me? Did she say anything about me? But like Ramona though, what did Ramona say about me?
Obsessive ex. Like obsessive.
She is like a dog with a bone. She just cannot drop it.
Also, literally calling a person that's not your friend. Like, this is a journalist.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, anyone. I will talk to anyone who has any idea what Ramona has said.
Oh my God, I'm doing so great right now. I'm doing so good. I'm going to get a job and things are going really well and Lily's great. But like, what did Ramona say about me?
Yes. I mean, we know what Ramona said, so let's bring it to the end where we hear everything that Ramona has said about Destiny.
Oh my sweet God. First, my notes at this point are just like an increasingly drastic response. Like, it is just escalation after escalation, every line of my notes, where I'm like, wait, what is happening with her childhood photo? Why is she carrying a picture of Destiny as a child in her wallet? What is happening? And then the way that she's looking at that picture, and then she has the picture of herself, right? She's like, here's me as a child, and here's Destiny as a child, and she's like looking at these two photos, and then and then she puts them back in her wallet together. Like they're kissing together. She literally pulls like a now kiss on these photos, faces them together, smushes them together, and like puts them back in her wallet. And it's like, and you can just see that in her head, right? Like you can see in her head, she's like, look at us. Now kiss back in there. Yeah. Like, what is even happening? And then, as if that wasn't enough, right? As if that wasn't insanity enough to try to end this movie like that and pretend that there's anything heterosexual happening on screen, then it literally cuts to a fucking love story montage of their time together.
The montage! Like, I literally was like, is this a fan vid? Like, what is happening?
It is. It basically is. Like, on what planet does anyone watch this and see anything straight in this movie? I don't understand.
It's literally slow-mo of Destiny being so happy in the fur coat, like, ha ha ha, just hanging in my girlfriend's coat.
Here's us dancing together. Here's us hugging. Here's us holding hands. Here's some dramatic music of all of our best times together as a couple. And you're like, what is happening? And why is everybody talking about Marriage Story as the divorce film of 2019 when Hustlers is right here in front of us?
I don't think I've ever been as passionate about a should have been gay as this one. And it came out of nowhere.
I can't handle it. I had no idea going into it. And then the second that it ends, and I think Kelsey and I both just sat there in like a stunned silence for like a full minute, just trying to process what we had just watched. Holy crap. It is
a roller coaster of
something
gay.
Else. It's so painfully, blatantly gay.
And they literally put it in a bow for us.
Yeah.
Like, if you
Yeah.
didn't think this was gay already, let's remind you of every gay thing that happened in this entire movie.
I literally, I don't think they could have made it any clearer if, like, that scene with the photos had ended with Ramona, like, breaking fourth wall, looking into the camera, and just giving us a big, like, just shoving these photos together, being like, kissing. Like, it was basically that clear what they were doing, and I need more straight input on this because I don't get it. I need to go out and, like, I need to Billy on the Street style interview some straight people and be like, have you seen Hustlers? What did you think was happening?
Yes. Oh my God.
And they'll be like, they were good friends, and I'll be like, gay, no! Just run away.
You're wrong. You're wrong. Oh my God. Yeah,
Straight people!
That was too much. So, I mean, I think it's obvious, but which characters are we shipping?
Oh, I mean, it's a good question. Who in this movie would go well together? I just don't know. I really ship Destiny and Johnny. I think they're just a really good pair.
I know. I really wish they got back together in the end.
Destiny and who's the guy who bought her the computer? Did you ever read that review with the guy who was like, "Where are the guys' stories?" Did you ever read it? Okay.
I did not, and I'll read it after, but...
You have to, because one of the things he literally calls out in there is the fact that there's a scene where she's like, when she meets that guy at the bar, and she's like, oh, but I don't have a computer. I guess that's why my penmanship's so good. And then the next scene, she has a computer, and he calls out in his article, in the review that he writes, and he's like, where did the computer come from? Like,
it's clear.
And I'm
what,
like,
did you want us to see him in Best Buy, comparing models?
I'm like, in what world are you watching this movie and the thing that you want to know more about is where the computer came from? Like, what movie were you watching? I have just as many questions for him as I have for every other straight people who watch this movie. So you really should look it up and read it. It's just bonkers. But who cares about Johnny? Who cares about the computer? We ship Destiny and Ramona. Let's come up with some terrible names for them.
Yes. Desmona.
Desmona. I was going Destona, but I like Desmona better.
Yeah. It feels like somebody in a Shakespearean play.
I
mean, because it's very close to Desdemona, but yeah. Desmona. I have nothing else. It feels so good.
Ramostany.
Ooh.
They're the Mostany.
We could work with Dorothy as well. Let's see.
Oh, you know what you could do? You could toss Dorothy in as another name option for Destiny, and you could do Desdemona.
Ooh, love it. Love it.
It does make it sound like they have a threesome, though, so...
That's fine. I mean, they would.
It's a little triad-y.
They would.
I like Desmona. Is there anyone else that we even ship?
Honestly, not really. I just wanted to say that Dawn is gay.
Dawn, I'm convinced, is a disaster bi. That's what I think.
Mercedes and Annabelle, but...
Together,
I feel like they were
I can see that. They'd
just
be
friends.
cute. Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't as much chemistry between the two of them. But if we wanted to force it...
Look, in a movie with as much chemistry as Ramona and Destiny had, it is hard for anyone else to fly above the radar, okay?
Oh, yeah. I could not see anything else. Literally nothing.
So, Desmona, I'm there for it.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
I mean, okay, I know we have to say Hustlers should have been gay, but I'm also going to tack on was gay. Was gay. Hustlers was gay. Gay. Yeah. Good.
So gay. Let's do this. Q and gay, baby.
Q and gay.
I'm ready.
All right. Number 1. Which hustler do you most identify with? A, Ramona, B, Destiny, C, Annabelle, or D, Mercedes?
Oof, that is a tough call. I think I'm gonna have to say Destiny.
Because the CFO in you?
Yeah, I don't know that I have enough. Well, I don't know. I do have some control issues. They're not quite like Ramona's.
Yeah, I'm like... Different types. Different
types of control issues. Yeah, see, because I think my control issues are more anxiety-based, so I'm going to go with Destiny.
Destiny. I see that. I feel like I'm like an Annabelle Mercedes crossbreed, where I would probably be the one to throw up in very stressful situations.
I don't know know why that bit worked so well, but it worked so
It
well.
was so
I love when she
good.
gets arrested at the end.
And she throws
I
up.
don't know why that happens.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, so good.
God. Okay, question 2, Ellie. Does money make you horny?
I mean,
Yes or no?
money or like money being thrown at Ramona? Because
it's open to your own interpretation, I think.
I'm just going to say blanket statement yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
3. Who would be your dream strip club John? A. Stevie Wonder, B. Usher, or C. Frankie Valli?
I mean, my dream strip club John is no John, but
Is it Jill?
Yes, it is a Jill. I guess I'd have to pick like Frankie Valli. I feel like he'd be kind of classy about it, right?
Yeah, I would totally be down for Stevie Wonder. I saw him live and like he'd be fun.
Maybe I'll say Usher just because the party they were all having on the stage looked like a ton of
seemed
fun.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like they were all having a good time. So that might be fun.
Mm.
Question 4. Are you the people tossing the money or the people doing the dance?
I'm obviously the people doing the dance.
In the strip club of life, Ellie.
I am dancing. I am on that pole.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Speaking of,
Oh, number 5. What is your go-to stripper pole move? A. Tabletop. B. Peter Pan. C. Reverse stag. Or D. The scissor sit.
I have to answer it this way. D, the scissor sit, because don't knock it till you've tried it.
Look at that callback.
Look at that. Tied it all up together in a nice bow for us.
I really liked the Peter Pan. Like, I just liked the, like,
it was very pretty.
the flight of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could execute well. But we all have those muscles, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Remember, you can give us your own answers to this week's Q&A on our Twitter at Let's Hang Out Pod.
Let me hear you say hip, 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 well, yeah.
We love hearing from all of you, and we love continuing to build this community, so we like to take a chance every episode, just shout out some of our favorite things that we've been hearing lately. This week, we want to shout out our listener, Cass, who reached out to us from Australia, and we just want to say a heavy disclaimer that we are not advice columnists, and so we do our best because we care. So, Cass, I hope something we said was useful, and if not, we'll try again. I'm so sorry. We do our best.
Good luck to you in all your love adventures. Whatever you do, you're gonna be fine. And don't blame us for Lee's advice.
No, don't blame us for my
I'm
advice.
just
But
kidding.
also,
Honestly, I
we
think you had
really
good-
loved your email.
We did love your
email. It made us both really happy. And I'm just gonna say for me, it brought back like so many memories. Of like that time in life and like being in high school and just all of those, so many feelings. There's so many feelings.
Yes. And I would say, like, when you're in high school, they feel like the biggest feelings in the world. And they are. And, like, enjoy that.
They are.
Enjoy being in high school and enjoy having all these dramatic feelings. And enjoy figuring out your sexuality because it's a fun ride. So thank you so much for reaching out, Cass. We hope that everything goes well for you.
And we also want to thank, as always, our Lesbian Jesus patrons, Lizette Stye,
Tanya Ferguson,
Jess Klaus,
Danny Griswold,
Sarah and Julia,
Carrie Ann Lawrence,
Mark Foster,
Danny Gunlock Tamora,
Sammy Walsh,
Audrey O'Connor,
and Wendy K. Bartlett.
And our King Princess patrons, Kayla freaking Kelly,
and Amy and Ellen. Our faves. Remember, you can also find us on all social medias on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Let's Hang Out Pod.
You can email us at letshangoutpod@gmail.com.
You can check out our website at letshangoutpod.com.
Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you'll be the first to know when new episodes drop.
We also are still putting videos up on our YouTube channel, and you can subscribe at youtube.com/letshangoutpod to catch those when they go up.
If you want to support the podcast, the most easy and free way to do so is to rate and review us on iTunes. We love hearing what you have to say, and it helps other people find the show.
You can also join our Patreon. You can find it at bit.ly/lespatreon. Our patrons are some of our favorite people in the whole world. Helps us keep this podcast alive, and also you get a bunch of cool free perks, like ad-free episodes, or watch parties of our Les Essentials, or tracks when we record them for our original songs and all of that fun stuff. So check it out. We have a lot of fun, and we hope you do too.
You can also check out our merch store at bit.ly/lesshop. We have a bunch of new designs out right now. Our Gay All Day is still up there, so make sure you grab those at bit.ly/lesshop.
If you want to follow us individually, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at LSH Foster.
And if you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Ellie Brigida. And with that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Lee. And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
Just keep it simple.
I'm making the promo.
Just keep it simple. Just say, hey, we're the Brav Bros. Two guys that talk about Bravo.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're the Brav Bros.
No.
Oh.
Dude, stop with the voice. Just keep it simple.
I've seen promos on TV, dude. This is how you get the fans engaged. This is how you get listeners. We're trying to get listeners here. If we just say, oh, we're two dudes that talk about Bravo, people are going to get tired of it already. We need some oomph.
All right, then fine. Let's try to do it with your voice.
Brav Bros.
Good job.